Good morning, Clapford. So you can see today I'm not down by the river. I am somewhere else. Quite exciting. I'm back in school today. So I'm going to read a little bit of our story. So I want you to remember that we had just got to the stage where the gnomes had decided they were going to leave the folly and they have started to get ready to go down the river. Gnomes, as well as mortals, must have sleep, even though they prefer going about their business at night, for the very good reason that during daylight they might be seen. This especially applies to the early part of the year when there are few leaves on the bushes and the grass, flowers and weeds have not begun to grow. The little men would normally have only just begun to think about stirring. They had been aroused from their deep hibernation a week too soon, and they could hardly time to collect their wits. This dreadful calamity was so sudden and upsetting. Without warning, they found themselves faced with a complete uprooting of their home, where they had dwelt for nearly 500 years, and all because a few miles away some men had been told to dig a new bed for the folly. It was indeed lucky for the gnomes that the weather was kind. It was early March, and had been snow on the ground and hard frost, it would be hard to say what would have happened to Dodder and his brothers. Perhaps they would have perished like all the other gnomes who used to live among the fields and forests of medieval Britain. The little men had been working all day loading the Jeannie Deans, and they were tired out. When darkness fell, the voles and other stream people went away downstream, and the gnomes were left alone. They decided that they must have a short sleep before trying to launch the ship, and Dodder asked Ben the owl, who lived up in the oak, to wake them before midnight, otherwise they might have overslept. Ben had been terribly upset when he had heard the news, but he said he was going to stay on in the oak tree whatever happened. He and his forebears had lived there since the oak tree was 300 years old, and he did not depend on the folly for a living. It is true, he liked the stream. Indeed, he had once said that he would never live out of the sound of water, but he had talked the whole thing over with his wife, and they had decided to stay. The four weary little creatures, and Squirrel too, huddled up inside the tree for their last nap in the old home. They were too upset to talk very much. Sneezewater, of course, snuffled a good deal, but the others managed to control their feelings, and Cloudberry seemed to treat the whole affair as rather a joke. He kept on saying, "Of course we," meaning the wild geese and himself, "we would think nothing of this out in Spitzbergen." And then he began a long story of how once an Arctic fox stole all the eggs out of a goose's nest, and the mother goose had to find another site, and how he helped her. Dodder soon shut him up. They scraped together the dead bracken to make a bed. In a few moments everybody was asleep and had forgotten all about the happenings of the last few hours. When at last Ben's voice came hooting down inside the hollow oak, they awoke quite fresh and ready. "Don't worry, gnomes," said old Ben kindly. "I'll bet you 3 fat field mice that you'll come back one day, and we shall all meet again in this old tree, and that the folly will come to life again." So I want you to have a think. Do you think the gnomes will make it back to the folly, or do you think that will be it? Do you think they will be out on their adventures and they will never make it back to their home? Have a little think. Have a fabulous day, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow. Okay, take care. Bye.